Got it.
We are live on YouTube and we're not live, but we are on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, Alexa, tune in everywhere. You ain't never there. It's the Mina's House Podcast, episode 197. Can you
almost
believe it?
Almost there.
Yes. I'm Mina. Say what?
I'm Shayna B.
Dex Stucky.
And Garnett is late as usual.
As usual.
So he'll be joining us shortly. But I feel like we haven't all been together in a minute. Like our lives have just been all over the place.
I feel like it's been like 20 episodes ago.
It definitely was. I don't remember when the last time I saw everybody. So Mercury's in retrograde, y'all.
So for me, I always say like it doesn't count if you don't say it, but then when you say it, that makes it real. However, it feels like it. Like my life has been hell. Like it's been so bad.
Dex, but you look like a snack. Do you got your man wig on again?
No, I don't. I just got a regular haircut.
This is a regular haircut.
Are you going to a new barber?
Good.
I did go to a new barber. Don't say that loud.
That's what it is, though. That's the difference.
The other one definitely listens, and so...
Cause you listen. Before it looked like you was balding. Now you actually looking like a snack, boo.
No hats.
Yeah, where'd all this hair come from?
Look, I don't know. Maybe he scraped it up from somebody else and put it in. I don't know what happened.
Don't say scraped it up. Don't say he was getting scraps on the floor.
Garnett is joining us. Here he is. He's getting his life together.
What's going on, y'all?
Okay, got the Calvin Klein jeans on, looking all GQ. We got a realtor here. Woo!
I hate y'all. I really do. This is.
Do you guys know where the background is from today?
Is that SpongeBob?
Talk to him, Dex.
Yeah, come on. It's Hey Arnold.
Oh, Hey Arnold.
Okay.
Talk to
I'm
him,
a little
Dex.
old for Hey Arnold, but I'm with it.
I remember Hey Arnold. Hey, so people listening to the audio, we are on YouTube as well. So every week or when Garnett decides to show up.
No, don't do that. Don't do that to me.
He not busy showing off a house and stuff.
Right.
He makes time for us.
Right. He has like different like backgrounds to his Zoom. So we've all transitioned. So Garnett's a real estate agent. Dexter's in the education field. Are you an educator? Can we say that?
God, no. I am a recruiter and communication specialist.
Let's keep it right there.
And Shayna, you're an event planner still?
I'm still an event planner, just in a different field, not sports.
Okay.
Right.
It's big.
So what is it now? Because you were doing golf before and now you're doing...
It's for public speaking.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, so we have everyone from astronauts to the person who wrote Apple's Credo to people who are interested in speaking because their children died of COVID-19.
Hello, can you add me to that roster?
Yeah,
I didn't even know you were doing that.
I told you. Okay, but we'll talk offline. But we actually do have an event coming up the end of this month. But if you don't do that one, you can do the one in December.
Okay. And I'm a writer now, guys.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Well, look at us all evolving and
look at that.
We get close to 200.
I'm still a radio personality, but I'm writing for the Philadelphia Tribune. I do an article a week.
So congrats on everybody's level up. Look at that.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on it because we haven't been together in so long. So this is what's happening in our lives. We're all transitioning.
Shayna missed last week. Yeah, y'all want to throw me under the bus, right?
Okay, but how many weeks have you missed to my one?
Let's focus on the positive.
I gave advance notice. I gave more than 24 hours notice.
Let's focus on the positive. This is 2 weeks in a row. This is
I didn't give 2 minutes notice.
So what? I'm back-to-back weeks. I'm here.
All right, let's hop into what's in our feed. So I have to be honest with you. I just could not do an R. Kelly conversation today. Mercury's in retrograde. I felt like everything. Look, Dexter, I did an interview with Ashanti and I thought I lost it.
Today?
Yes.
You missed it. We knew you were not paying
I didn't know that. Wait, you did it on air?
What?
He's so flustered.
Yeah, on with Ashanti.
I was listening. Wait, oh, it was yesterday. I'm like,
I'm on two different stations.
Okay.
I thought I lost the interview and I was having a heart attack and then it popped up. So
yeah, send it to me too.
Look at his face. He's so happy now.
Right. But I thought I lost the interview today, so I was going crazy. And then all the shenanigans with R. Kelly and him being found guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking, 9 counts. And then Bill Cosby want to come out and say it's racism. I was like, I can't do this today.
You already know that is not him tweeting. That's if you don't know, now you know. He can't even see. He is definitely not on Twitter when he can't see. Unless he do a talk to tweet.
I can't. I was like, I can't do it. So let's talk about Young Blue's vegan diet.
Okay.
So Young Blue is trying to lose weight. He's trying to get his life together. So he uploads, he's saying he eats no meat, the regular vegan stuff. So he uploads a picture and it's Cheerios and grapes. And people started to go in on him. Like I've done multiple like vegetarian, vegan kind of cleanses and stuff like that. Like I just wanted to kind of have that conversation, like the craziest things that people do to lose weight. Like, bro, you're eating Cheerios and grapes. I don't know how that's gonna help you. When you go back to eating mac and cheese and meat, you're gonna be like 15 pounds heavier.
Yes, I'm struggling with that now. The thing is, I don't think a lot of us properly know how to diet or like cut back or whatever. So like for us, like if we normally eat like mac and cheese and Chipotle and stuff like that, we look at it like, okay, like I'm gonna eat what I got in the house now. I'm eating a fruit. And the Honey Nut Cheerios are supposed to be like whole wheat and healthy for you and stuff like that. So in your head, like you really think you're doing something, but in reality, it's like, you might as well just eat the Chipotle. That's what you're doing.
Right. The thing is, when I saw it, I died so hard because not only was it the food, it was the presentation, and it was the way the grapes was laying on the Cheerios that I was like, this is all wrong on so many levels. And you are in a circle of being able to get great dietitians and give you plans. Heck, you can go on YouTube and find a good plan and foods. You could probably go on Whole Foods or Traders. And I just felt like, is he serious right now? Because that is definitely not, first of all, you're not supposed to diet. You're supposed to change your lifestyle eating. Right. But that's not neither one of them. I don't know what he's doing.
Listen, I just automatically assumed, right? Maybe it's just me. I thought bananas was cereal. I didn't know grapes was like thrown in that mix. I thought you chopped up bananas and, you did it with the so. I was, I look at that and
you're right.
It just looked a little odd, but, maybe he don't like bananas. Who knows? Maybe.
That's actually a good point. Maybe he was trying to have breakfast and he cut out the milk because it's dairy. And when you're vegan, you can't have dairy.
But there's so many fake milks. Like there's like a million. There's coconut. There's so many milks for vegan.
And like
there's cashew.
Not cashew. Oat milk.
and like Garnett said, like there's definitely other fruit that go better with cereal, and grapes is just the last on the list. So like you skipped over the peaches, the plums, everything, and you went to grapes.
Strawberries, blueberries. But my thing was, you have money, right? And you might not have a lot of money, but you have enough to buy a new house. He bought like this huge new house. I don't understand how you don't have it like a chef, even if you're not even paying them. Like, I'm sure they would appreciate plugs on social media. Like if you're really trying to commit and you don't know how, you have the means and the money, not like the rest of us broke people. You have the means and the money to go get someone who knows what they're doing.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Go talk to a nutritionist. I'm sure there's one that probably charges by the hour that could have said, hey, based on your BMI of this, here's a meal plan for you.
Oh.
and then he could have went on about, and I'm sure with all that jewelry, he had the money to pay for that nutritionist by the hour.
Yeah, but then also like, there's a difference between a diet and a lifestyle change. If I'm just going to do a diet, that's kind of a quick thing that I'm going to try to just do on my own based on what I know. And that's inexpensive. I go to the store, I buy some lettuce and stuff like that, and I'm going to just do what I can do. But I'm just saying, like, that's how you normally do those kind of things. Like, you just kind of go with what you already have. Y'all talking about spending money and really like committing to this. By the weekend, he's gonna be eating crab legs. So like, you don't want to waste a couple dollars on a nutritionist, and that by the weekend is going away. Like, you don't want to waste the money.
Yeah. To go back to what everybody said as far as like the lifestyle change and then just dieting. One of my best friends, Shayna and Mina, y'all met Vaughn when we went to the zoo. Dex, he was absent, man. But yeah, he lost over 150 pounds, and what he tells everybody, not only just try to stay in the gym a couple of times a week, but it was really dieting. Like he stopped, like he still don't come over to my house that much because he knows different kinds of foods that's like not a part of his lifestyle diet, that he like, nah, y'all always like tempting me. I can only do that like every like once a month.
Wow. Garnett eats fried chicken every day from Popeyes.
Listen, damn near. Damn near. I actually need to get better, but that's something that he is like just very conscious of. He literally had to change his life in order for things to start going his way. So whether it's a vegan diet, whether it's pescatarian, which I feel like Black people made that up.
You know what? Ashanti just told me she's a pescatarian.
Because Black people can't.
I'm about to be a pescatarian.
Because I asked her about like her body, and I said, "There's no way your body is just that from working out. Like it has to be diet. You can't get that defined with just working out. You have to be dieting." And she said she's a pescatarian. And she said that if she does have like a cheat day, which is normally on the weekends, she says she'll do 500 crunches the next day.
Shit, that's murder.
I don't know if I've done 500 crunches in my life.
All right.
I think I've done like an average of 300, but not 500.
She said 500 crunches the next day.
That was a long time ago.
I said, girl, I could barely do 5. Put me to shame. Moving on to Will Smith. Oh, so we knew this man was in an open relationship. It's been the rumor that him and Jada Pinkett Smith have been in an open relationship, but in a recent interview, he actually said that they have an unconventional relationship. And he also said that they did try monogamy for a long time, but it seems like Jada didn't grow up that way. Like she grew up a different way, and she had, a different example of what two people being together is. So she views it differently. So he said that they've obviously adapted their relationship to what's happened in life, and they don't want to feel like they're stuck in a prison, right? So we've known that they were in an open relationship, but it's just interesting to really hear him speak about it and just say like his definition of real love. And he didn't say this, but this is how I interpreted it. It's not necessarily like monogamy. It's more so like understanding what the needs of your partner are, and just kind of like having someone ride or die with you throughout everything. Now, he also said he doesn't recommend this for everyone, but this is just what works for him and Jada, considering their relationships. And, he also alluded to the fact that he's also been with other people throughout their relationship. Is this a mess, guys? Is this too much? Do we need to know all this?
Yes, we do, because the media, I'm not gonna say just the media, but people have been talking, like you said, this isn't like breaking news, right? But people have heard about this for the longest time, create their own rumors. So to actually hear him speak on it, it clears up a lot of stuff. Like you said, Mina, it sounds like the way he views it is, they are best friends more than anything, and that's real love to him. That's true love to him, but. Will Smith need a big backyard, man. He need to be able to go outside sometimes and
what?
Walk around. And apparently Jada need a big backyard. Apparently Jada need to walk around and put her arms out, stretch. Don't nobody like being on Spirit flights because it's too small, and it make you feel like you in prison. Like you. That's why you go with American Airlines. It's a difference. So it's it was healthy of them to actually say that out loud for the people that may feel like they're in prison in their relationship because of certain things. And I think more than anything, and I'm pretty sure they talked about this on the Red Table Talk, is just being open and honest and having that conversation on what each partner actually needs. Because what I find, a lot of problems in relationships when it comes to infidelity is more so is that one person is just completely trying to hide it. Like, they don't want any, like, no, I'm sneaking behind your back, smiling in your face, doing this, doing that. And it's more so the disrespectful part from trying to hide it than just, hey, listen, this is how I feel. Now, you can disagree with it, but let's at least get this out in the air and let's have the conversation to work towards something. And it sounded like Jada initiated that. And, Will was, I guess wise enough or understanding enough to be like, you know what, let's try to get that started.
Okay, therapist Garnett.
Right. I'm like, you got passionate about
yes.
This.
Look, he all grown up.
Right. I do agree, though. I think that one of the reasons why he probably did say it is, again, because people have talked about this narrative with them for so long. I think when we originally knew it and the media first talked about it, it was kind of taboo. And they were viewed as this, power couple. And I think times are just different where he can be more open about it. It's more acceptable at this point. Again, no one was shocked, but I do think it's interesting. The thing I was shocked about was that he basically said Jada initiated it, or he was following her lead, or what she felt. That was the only part that because again, I think we would all just maybe assume it was the opposite. So I thought that part was interesting.
So do y'all have meetings before the show to like discuss like what y'all gonna say? No. Because it's always me. Like I feel like it's always me. Like y'all are so full of S word. Like this is not real. Like Will Smith is doing this 100% because he has a book to put out. He's putting out a book, and that's why he's doing this. And if any of this stuff was true, then there would not have been a Red Table Talk of her coming clean about August Alsina. Like that happened because there was an embarrassment between this situation. If they genuinely, between the two of them, had an open relationship that both of them were cool with, then why did we get that Red Table Talk? And then in that Red Table Talk, why didn't he say this right then and right there? Because it's not true. This is a new narrative that they're coming up with because they're embarrassed about the backlash of the Red Table Talk, and he wants to push that book.
He was saying it with his eyes, though, Dex. I felt like
he wouldn't even have to do it.
And I felt like he couldn't come at his wife. She was already, the story was already out there. August had already, it was going.
Yeah, so then why not just say, yeah, we have
one of the things I want to say that you said, and to touch on, when you say this is not real, I don't think this is a situation that real everyday people can be in. We are also talking about two mega celebrities. Will does movies like how long, going away from home. I think their lifestyle is so completely different than the average. You and your wife probably not going to be adapting to this, but your lifestyle is so much different than the lifestyle that these two lead.
Yeah.
All I know is that marriage looks different for everybody.
I agree.
And I think as technology advances, as society changes, these traditional things that we have in our head that means marriage are evolving. And it's like some people are not okay with it. I don't necessarily agree with this, but I do understand. I don't know if this is a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Traditionally, how I think a marriage is, but I do recognize that there are two celebrities living very different lives, and it's hard to keep holding on to one another, so it's like, if this is what works for them so they could hold on to one another long term, then that works for you. But I don't know, people are have different levels of tolerance. I don't know how open I could be and how much in a marriage I can be when my man is literally saying that he wants to date Halle Berry and Misty Copeland. Which is what he said. Like, he wanted to date them inside of the marriage. And if he wanted to, he could have, I'm sure. So it's like, I just think this is their attempt to try to hold on to something, considering their lives. And I don't judge them, but it's not something that I would feel like is a marriage that I want to be in. regardless of what life you live in. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not having people out here talking about you slept with this person, you slept with that person. I don't want to have to do a red table talk explaining why I slept with a man that's 20 years younger than me and it's my son's best friend. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't think that is traditionally what a marriage is. But again, it works. It's whatever the two people inside of the marriage feel works for them, considering their lifestyle. And I have respect for that. As long as they're both 100% happy, I don't think anybody could judge. Now, if there's a tinge of unhappiness on either side, then I don't know if this is the best thing, but we're never gonna know that, you know?
Dex, listen, I feel you make great points. I feel you on a
You're
lot
backtracking?
Because no, I still stand for what it is, but I do get his viewpoint because I said this when the Red Table Talk with August Alsina and stuff dropped, because after that a song was promoted. Like I do understand what the Smiths are doing within this realm. Like Dex said, you know, I didn't even know Will was dropping a book.
Yeah, he dropped it. He's going on tour actually, right?
Yeah.
Go figure.
So, you know,
It's a book tour.
They're now in this realm where, you know, they are on a pedestal within our community. Not only just community, a lot of communities, but definitely, you know, the Black community, Hispanic community. And they have this power. They have this new thing that now they can start implementing different things. You know, like Will Smith wasn't on the internet a few years ago, but he made it a point to, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. So now that I got you guys' attention, I can start giving you whatever wisdom that I have. Red Table Talk with my wife to try to help out, like to have these tough conversations that's within our demographic. So, you know, I like to coin it as, you know, they're trying to be, or I ain't gonna say trying to be, they're like our version of like the Kardashians, just like way better. You know, they're just selling something completely different. But you know, they are stepping inside of that realm. So, you know, I don't think what Dex said was too far off.
I just, you know, Dex, you always have like a cynical way of looking at life. I just don't want to believe that like everything that everyone does is motivated. And it might be. It absolutely might be, especially if you're selling something. But I would hope some of this is like, I'm just being a real person and being honest with what's going on with my life and not I'm trying to sell you something.
And I think it's commendable that you are like that because you work in entertainment, which is like why I feel like I'm just so jarred because of that. But you work there and you're not, and you still see like you don't think
it's a choice.
I think
it's
that's
a choice,
good.
right?
I think you do really well. I think that's a good thing that you think like that.
Yeah, well,
even if you do think that he's saying it right now to promote the tour, are you saying that you don't believe that what he's saying is true? Because again, this has been talked about for years.
That part is a little hard to see. This is another thing though. Like when you're saying it's been talked about, the people have also said that Will Smith's involvement in this is homosexuality. And like he's not saying anything about that or addressing that. And they said the same thing about her too. And like they're not saying that. So it's just kind of like, are you saying this now because people have been saying it about you?
Would they have to say all that? I mean, and I don't know either. I mean, way,
if you're being open and honest, and like that's the reason why you're putting this out there, like why wouldn't you just address the full thing full on? Like you wouldn't say yes or no about that. I think that's a little like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to be like, you know, people been talking about this for years. So then say it.
But I also think they're older. They're like 50, right? So I think like for them to come out, I mean, say, okay, let's go down this narrative, right? Say she does like women and he likes men, whatever. If we go down this narrative, they're a lot older. It's not like, you know, Summer Walker saying or whatever, like someone from the younger generation, or Kaylani, who's really, you know, she likes women now and she was liking men and then she was bisexual. So it's like she's very fluid with her sexuality. I think the younger generation is a little bit more open with that. I think when you start getting up to that age, you're going to get like the rumors where they say Diddy likes men, or you know what I'm saying? Like, but these people aren't going to come out, you know, we'll never know the truth. Because that's not really something that they're comfortable doing because I think of their age.
I agree, but I'm just saying if you're going to address these things that people put in the blogs and talked about for years, like when they talk about the open relationship stuff, I've never heard them say Will Smith and Jada are in an open relationship and he's talking to this woman. I've always heard they're in an open relationship so he could talk to men. Like
I've heard the opposite because many of them have been allegedly co-stars, female co-stars.
I heard that after the August Alsina stuff. That's when I started hearing
this was
women
before.
names.
This was before.
Yeah,
and again, I'm not putting it out there, Will. I don't know, but
and all this is alleged. I don't know any of this stuff.
We'll say that.
I just think it's hilarious when people are in an open relationship. People are like, he's gay or she's gay. Like maybe they just want to sleep with other people. Like maybe he just wants to smash Halle Berry. Like
that's why I'm not dating no actor, because you ain't gonna be up there doing these love scenes kissing over and over again. It's not going down because some of them kisses, y'all like, let's practice that in the trailer. Nope.
Right. Well, to each his own, you know. I think at the end of the day, Will does have this book out and he is going on tour. And these are going to be questions. He's going to be doing interviews about this, I'm sure. And these are going to be questions. So why not get out in front of it and just talk about it here and get it all out the way so you don't have these residual... What?
Are these things like already in the
I don't
book?
know.
So
it's supposed to be, the tour is like Will Smith in conversation with friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think this is like Will talking about his life in his book. I think it's maybe him having conversations with different people in different cities and then promoting the book. He might just do it how Michelle did. Like when Michelle went on tour for her book, she incorporated all these other people. And, you know, obviously they were talking about little tidbits in the book, but it would go off into other conversations, like deeper conversations about life and, you know, being the first lady and all of that. So I think it might be something like that.
Yeah, because he still want us to buy the book. He like, we'll give you all this at a show. But I'm sure it's going to be funny, and I want to go to the one in Philly. Just put that out there.
Yes. All right. So this is a topic of conversation. I hate when, you know, celebrity couples give each other, I'm going to give you a car, I'm going to give you a watch. It's so cliche, right? So I was really actually impressed when I saw that Ari gave her boyfriend Moneybagg Yo 28 acres of land. And I literally said on the radio, I said, I'm so happy that we're talking about gifting someone something that creates generational wealth, right? You have a plot of land forever. You own this. You can put a house there. You can put a business there. That is your land. No one can ever, unless you don't pay the taxes, but no one can ever take that from you, right? This is what, this is what we want. You want to talk about some reparations that we want in our communities regarding some of the things that have happened in history. We want to own stuff. We want to have businesses. We want to have houses. We want to have generational wealth, things that weren't given to us, that weren't born with because of the historic situations that have happened in our countries, right? So you get this amazing gift, and then people are talking about where they not married. You know, why would she give him this? This is too much. But it wasn't too much when he gave her the $500,000 car or, you know, the jewelry. So what are your overall thoughts about this?
It's an asset. I mean, at the end of the day, the jewelry, the cars, the trip. I mean, you know, the trips are something different because that's a memory. You know, you try not to put a price tag on those things. But, you know, even, you know, if she would have purchased him a house or, you know, whatever, you know, business that he wanted to do and started that up, is something that can grow into more. So I think the actual thought is it's amazing. I'm not saying more people should do it on the simple fact that, you know, I don't know what everybody else's intentions are, but, you know, hopefully his intentions when he get this is to build on the land or to possibly sell the land. I had a conversation with one of my friends he's African. I'm trying to remember where at, but, you know, he is looking into buying land back in Africa because it's selling at a high rate. He know it's cheap. And, you know, he can make $30,000 off of it within the next year. If he holds it, he could probably make more. But, you know, even if he's thinking about the quick money, it could be a $30,000, you know, win for him. So, I mean, the actual thought of the gift is way more amazing and tangible, you know, even though I got to pay my own damn taxes. But, so that's why the gift shit, you know, hopefully you guys are able to afford that, thinking about in advance. But yeah, that's way more thoughtful than a damn Birkin bag or some jewelry. Right. Some things that's literally, it's just going to depreciate. You know, it looks nice, it looks great, you know, but people just want to be able to stunt on a gram. They want to be able to stunt. To me, that's a huge flex. Like what? Like I got some land. Where is your land at? Like,
Right.
But it's really hard to like show that off on the gram. So, as far as the comments and backlash, that's just people not knowing, or maybe people just wanting, different things to be able to show off. So
I think that's where where I'm Dexter when it comes to the situation.
Like you gave me air.
Because when Mina first started, I'm like, damn, that's true. I agree with that. Like you definitely are creating generational wealth or whatever, and it won't be a Swedish situation where that he's taking a car back or whatever. Then she said they're not married. And I'm like, that's kind of an issue to me, because like, why are you buying someone that you're casually dating a plot of land to build generational wealth or whatever for himself when you guys there's no commitment together? Like, I don't think that that's a good idea to do something like this.
So I'm gonna stop you right there, Dex. So I'm still gonna disagree, right? I feel like, that, like I said, that's a thoughtful gift. Now, I think if you would maybe add on that, if she didn't buy land for herself as well, because they aren't married or anything like that, but as a friend, I still would want you to be in the best position possible, whether you live next to me or whether you live 3,000 miles away.
Until we break up, because that's the issue that I think, is it Taylor Swift? No, it's Miley Cyrus. That's the issue that she's dealing with now with her ex-husband. Like they bought land together and now they're in court fighting about it because they both want it. Like it's like, this is mine, this is mine. And she's like, why are we doing stuff like this? Like,
but they didn't buy this together. She bought it as a gift for
him. So then when they break up, she's gonna say, "So
give me my land back."
I want my land back.
No, and we wouldn't have to know the details of, did she sign it over? We need to know that. But Miley Cyrus and her husband was supposed to be a united purchase where it wasn't.
I get that. I'm just saying the people debate this stuff. My other thing is, when you just said, Shannon, you said whatever, however this goes, we're not supposed to know it. Why do we need to know that she bought him land? Why did you have to post the pictures of that you bought this man land? Why couldn't you just buy the man land and say, here, take this land, baby, and do what you do with it?
Wait, but then it was the picture with the red outline of like all where his property line is.
For what? Why are you doing that? I think you get mad when people comment on social media. This is why we're first off, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Half of us are struggling to go back to work. And
right.
Half is like,
wait, New Jersey's paying people $500 to get them to go back to work.
And you showing us stuff like this, like it's ridiculous.
I was going to say, first of all, I'm also laughing. I did see a meme right before we hopped on that said, forget about land. I'm going to go buy my dude a piece of the ocean. But I do think, I agree with what Mina was saying at first. I mean, we see, I agree with both of you and all of you. We see these celebrities buy all these cars and these chains. I was just thinking the other day, like, I would not want to wear any of these chains. They look like they hurt. My neck already is not set up. I'm having degenerative spine disease. I don't need that. So it was good to see something a little different.
You said degenerative spine disease.
Yes, I do. I have it, but apparently it's really common because I was freaking out. But it's really common. But anyway, like I am tired of seeing all of that. But to your point, Dex, is like, why do we have to see any of it? Like, why do we have to see it? But we share our stuff too. But I mean, like, I had a 40th birthday. I wasn't sharing all my gifts on Instagram. And it was a 28 acres of land. But I also didn't need to feel like I needed to show them all on Instagram. But I get they all live in different lifestyles. They have different things they want to do. For her, I understand that she was very excited to have purchased this for him, and she should be. I do understand people's argument saying that they're not married, but it's a gift. Unless we are combined buying this as land that we are building generational wealth. But if she's saying, here you go to build generational wealth, I don't see an issue with them being married or not married. Now, to Garnett's point, hopefully you bought yourself 40 acres when you bought him 28.
Right.
So you
don't want to be given more than right.
Right. But and the thing is, because not everybody wants to be married. I'm sure Oprah done bought Stedman land. She ain't trying to marry him. So that's not what she's trying to do. Stedman level, but just saying.
I got you.
I want to play devil's advocate though. So she actually responded to this and she said, you don't know what this man does for me mentally, financially. She says she's never felt safer, more protected. Dexter, why that face?
Because look, I can't stand when people be like, and this is even with you regular girls. Y'all don't know what this man does for me. So, this gift I'm doing for him is blah, blah, blah. Well, then why don't you just tell us on a regular what he does for you? Then, like, why do we should know? We know everything else. Why don't you tell us what he's doing for you?
Because you're not supposed to tell.
They don't say nothing about how these people treat them until they go out there and blow the bag and we looking at them sideways. Then all of a sudden, he treats me like a queen. I never opened a door in my life. Okay, girl.
I will say this though, I don't understand this obsession, and it's all social media, and it's definitely kicked up during the pandemic. But like, I be watching celebrities, and they'll be like, "I just bought my first house, and I have 2 homes," and like, I never went on social media and was like, "Look, here's my first house. Look, here's my second house." And now I'm working towards getting an investment property. So now, like, the way people are, I kind of want to flex too, like. Buying my 3rd house, this is my investment property. But I don't get that, because when I got my houses, it wasn't like I felt the need to do that on social media.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I don't think you're wrong, especially, if you have the right intentions or doing it, as long as you're not trying to shit on the people that you're posting it for, right? But like, if you're literally saying, hey, listen, this is the train of thought that I'm in, this is where I have evolved to. Yeah, I went from renting to buying, and I realized, what I'm getting from it. So I hope you guys are actually doing the same thing too.
So it's the story instead of just being braggadocious.
Right. So even, she bought him 28 acres, you said?
Yeah.
28.8.
So yeah, it's like,
okay, the 0.8, that's a whole nother block.
0.8 or acres matter.
That's another block.
Dude, that's almost 29. Almost 29 acres. But hopefully, she is, looking at it the same way, whereas, hey, listen, I know you so quick to spend $100,000 on a chain to throw this lavish birthday, but that's literally pissing your money away. So, if you really want to, give something tangible to somebody that no matter what, it'll keep its value, go, this is another option for you. Me and one of my friends today, we were at Bond, matter of fact, we was looking up, buying gold bars. Just something to, invest in a gold bar, something to, put our money somewhere else. So like, if I'm gonna post a gold bar, it's not to like, shit on anybody and say, hey, listen, this is another option. You can buy stocks, you can buy gold, you can buy silver, you can go and if you can afford to, to find the purest and finest diamond, go do it, instead of just, tossing your money away. So,
but just know though, even if you post that 3rd house, you post that gold bar, whatever you post, somebody is going to feel like you took your pants down and shit on them. No matter what.
That's why I don't post about what I have. Not that I have much. I mean, the only thing I have is those 2 houses.
Don't say the only thing that I have.
The only thing I have. But I was gonna say to your point, Mina, I would be cautious too. Like even when they put up that plot of land and showed the outline, I don't want nobody know where my 28 acres is. Right. They could have just took that one picture where we was sitting in the grass and you didn't know where it is. You don't need to see no aerial mapping view of where my acres is, because people are crazy and you don't know what people will start doing. People don't need to see the outside of your house. They'll start looking for them numbers.
Thank you.
You don't know what people do. So that was my only other thing with up leveling, like the aerial view of it. Like, yeah, just be careful, because it's a lot of open land. Next thing you know, bodies is being dumped in your 28 acres before you get to build on whatever you're going to do.
That's dark.
Yeah,
you just went 0-100, girl. You know, whole murder is going to happen on this acre.
All the time.
That's the reality, though. I mean, I always go back to the Pop Smoke situation. Like, you uploaded something that showed your address, and that cost you your life, and like you just never know. People are crazy.
Absolutely.
But you can't rob somebody of their land, like not unless
but like you could plot on it though. Like,
you're not gonna rob them on the
You could definitely plot on that person's land. Like, you know where they are, you know where the cars and stuff like that are. Like you show up one day with a gun. Like, you just don't know what people are capable of.
Yeah, people are jealous and they're envious and they feel like they're being shitted on. Like, you just don't know. So that's my one thing with celebrities. And even like I would say, like you gotta be careful of what you are posting too, just for your own general safety.
Oh, I know. I had a stalker. I don't post anything real time anymore. I post 3 days after I've been somewhere. I got pictures right now of me at the Phillies game waiting to post.
But you also gotta know too, though, because no matter if we're posting, material things or not, we do post our wins. So like people
Yeah.
are going to be upset at that as well, whether we like it or not. Like everybody, we at the beginning of the show, we mentioned us, doing great things or, doing things that's, moving our careers forward. When we post that win, it's somebody looking like, well, why isn't my life doing X, Y, Z? So, we're not really thinking about it that way, so that's my opinion on it.
You're just not gonna know where we at when we're there, though.
You're gonna be like, oh, she was at the Phillies game last night. No, this was 3 days ago.
You're not gonna get my gold bar.
and I actually want to apologize too. I said something I didn't elaborate. I said something wrong. I said you can't steal land from people. You can, because that's how this country was made. So
Thanks.
It is a possibility.
Thanks.
As we
This
rolling around
brings
the
us
almost
to
Columbus
our
Day.
topic. Wait, what was that?
I said as we rolling around the almost Columbus Day.
Right.
Thanks. You know what? I was watching Michael Shea. He did like stand up. Sirius XM like has like a small stage series, and I went to the small stage series in Philly, and Michael Shea was doing stand up, and he said, "Damn it, I lost it."
It's maybe about land, Michael Shea.
About Columbus.
Columbus.
Right. Wait.
Let's go.
I forgot. He said something about that, about land. Oh, it was funny. I lost it.
Michael Shea is one of the best out there too, man. He's hilarious.
Oh man, I'm so annoyed. I lost it. He said something hilarious about land, and I lost it. My bad. So let's get into our topic. It actually has to do with what we're talking about. So Shayna actually wanted to talk about this. So you want to set it up?
It goes right into what we talk about is what are appropriate. And I am a gift. I'll start this off by saying I'm a gift giver. I love to give gifts, even if they're very small gifts. I just have joy in giving people gifts. I just do. So you already know, like if you have a baby, whatever, I'm the first one on the registry trying to look up, figure out what I can get. But this time
you are. I went through something traumatic, and Shayna sent me flowers, and I was like, "Oh, you."
I was like already talking to her, like looking like, what am I going to get? But what is appropriate gift giving, especially, and I already know what Dex is going to say on this, especially in a date. And I don't want to talk about marriage because marriage, I think, is separate. In a dating relationship, what is appropriate gift giving? Like, you have people that say you shouldn't buy gifts the first Christmas, or you shouldn't do Valentine's Day because that should be every day. Like, what is the level of appropriate gift giving in a relationship?
Well, not 42 acres of land, so not the.
It was 28.8. Okay,
not no land. Definitely not that. Honestly, though, I don't think that there's a limit if this is a serious relationship. If you guys are very serious about each other and like there's intent. See, I know everybody doesn't want to get married though. So like I don't know how to speak for everybody in this, but for me, I knew when I was in a relationship, I wanted to get married. Like this is something I wanted to build towards like for long term or whatever. So I had no issues with spending X amount of dollars. Like there's no limit to me. I don't think you should limit what you spend on when you're planning to spend the rest of your life with the person. Like I don't think that you should care really like what you buy. Like if it's the bust down watches or like maybe not like a car or nothing like that, where even if you're going to spend time with the person, I think nothing that has like legal ramifications. I don't think that you should kind of like put yourself into that situation. But I think,
as
like,
Garnett holds up $3.
My biggest thing is that before I got married, we would always spend money on experiences. Like we would send each other on trips, and we would go to like Broadway plays and stuff like that. And that stuff's not inexpensive, but it's like it's the thought, and it's also like I'm purchasing an experience for you. And I don't think you should limit, like you shouldn't put a money on that, like a price on that, especially.
I disagree. I think you shouldn't be giving people really expensive things when you're not married. Like, I know this is going to sound stupid, but I had a guy offer to pay off my debt. And like, normally people would be like, sure. But I was like, you ain't my husband. You ain't my husband. What you mean pay off my debt? Because in my mind, that's big. Like that's husband talk. So it's like, if you give me that, does that mean that I have to reciprocate A in the same way? So I think about that. But B, I feel like it kicks the relationship up to something more serious. Like this is something a husband would do. And like, I don't think that's appropriate. And I said, you ain't my husband.
How far into you guys dating did he offer that?
Not even a year. But
what you be doing to these guys?
It was very intense.
How you know he wasn't trying to be your husband, Mina?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how you build towards
No,
the future.
But I just said to him, for me, it was kind of like, for me, I was like, look, I appreciate the gesture, but this is not something that you give someone that's not your wife. But I'm thinking more so like, you should know that. Like, I'm actually someone who won't take the money, right? Because I feel like there's ramifications that comes with, I got a lot of debt. So I feel like there's ramifications that come from accepting that money, right? And even when they were talking about the Ari and Moneybagg Yo situation, right? The girl on the reel was like, if I want to break up, I'm gonna feel like I can't break up with you because you gave me 28 acres of land. Like, it puts a severity on the relationship because you've attached money to it, right? Or like something of significance that I don't feel like I would feel right doing that, and then say I don't continue a relationship with this person, or it doesn't get to a point where we get married.
Maybe you'll think twice though, like about like when it's, you know what, this isn't working out. And instead of being like, I'm throwing in the towel, I think this person has provided a lot of work and they've done things to show you like this person wants to be in my life. They're doing things for me. Maybe we can work this out a little bit more. Like, I think it's easy to throw a guy away who's not doing anything for you before throwing a guy away who's offering or paying off your debt. So right. I think you're going to have a conversation with him. I think that man was trying to build. What is he doing now? You know, he was trying to build with you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I appreciate that. But I just think, again, you know, and this is out of concern for him. You know, I don't know if he's like that because it's me, like he really has strong feelings for me, or I don't know if like maybe this is his precedent with all, you know, with women in general. So that was really the conversation there. Like, you know, you don't know how to decipher, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
But yeah. I just think in general, like if you're doing this and we're not talking about celebrities. If you have money coming out your ass and you Drake and you want to pay off my debt, I'll gladly take it, you know? But I'm talking about an everyday working woman or everyday working man. You're working hard for this money. I would feel like I'm taking advantage if I accept this level of, you know, this is not like I'm gonna give you $500 so you can go and get, you know, buy something, right. You know, go buy yourself something nice. Here's $500. Mm-hmm. This is paying off my debt. Like, this is a couple $1,000s. I don't think that's appropriate. And, you know, while I appreciate men and women that will do that, I just think you're setting yourself up because you are kind of like doing something really serious for someone that hasn't really committed to you in a serious way. Is there a ring? Are you engaged? Are you getting married? Is this your husband? We have to just be wary of that in general as people and stop offering, you know, to play house with people that we not living in a house with when we got the same deed. And that's how you set yourself up for things to blow up in your face. I'll be damned if I leave a man because it's not working and he tried to tell me, well, I paid your debt off. Bitch, bye. I don't need your debt. Goodbye. You know, I would be damned if someone holds that over my head because people feel like if they buy you something or they give you money, it's almost like they have something over you. No, I don't want your money. I don't want you to buy it from me unless I know that this is something long-term, because I don't want you coming back and putting in my face, especially today with social media. I don't need nobody tagging me, talk about Mina say what I, you know, took my money. She a bum bitch. No, sir. That will not be the message that you put up about me.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that one. Debt, paying off debt for everyday guy, that's a huge gift.
Right.
To the point. Now, if Jeff Bezos and me been dating for a month, and Jeff is like, Shane, I'm gonna pay off your debt, I'm gonna let Jeff do it.
No, you'd be like, it took you a whole month to
right. I'm like, right. You been on the first date, Jeff. but again, because understanding to him, my debt would be like a drop. It would actually be like him sending me flowers or, you know, whatever, like right. Him on that level, it wouldn't be that serious. I do understand your trepidation in that, because it's like, whoa, that's a huge sacrifice and commitment when you obviously have it, but you may not have it, you know, again, in a Jeff Bezos kind of Drake world. So I do understand that. I will say, as a giver, I kind of feel more like debts. Like, I don't really put limits on things, but you do have to be careful based on the severity of the relationship, because I've also been burned. And but it's double. I think that there's certain things that I'll give, whether it's time, whether it's experiences or money or gifts, that I don't mind that I'm not getting back, or if the relationship didn't work out. Now, separately though, I have loaned somebody some money and I didn't get that back. And I feel like that's totally different because that wasn't no gift.
Yeah, I want that back. Shayna, what's the craziest thing you ever bought, like a guy in a relationship?
I don't know if there's a thing more than probably the amount that I've spent.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, what's the amount?
I'm about to say, I don't want to get in your pockets, but I
do.
I mean,
not crazy.
I mean, at one time, like, I was young. I was super young, and I was working at Nordstrom, and I made an obscene amount of money, and I didn't have any bills really. And when my mama kept telling me to save my money, and I should have listened, and I was buying things like go ahead, Garnett, with the money. I probably spent like thousands of dollars one Christmas, like just on this guy, like thousands. And but to be honest, that was my boyfriend. We had been together for a long time. And he honestly was like, we actually had the conversation. He was like, why would you buy me all this?
Right.
Like, he was like, why would you do this? Like, I don't need this. You didn't have to do this.
I'm that kind of person. Why would you do that?
And I told him, I was like, it was one of those things, like, I just kept getting it. I was like, oh, this will be cute.
Yes. Shayna, that's the worst though, because I started November, but when it comes to Christmas, they'd be like, well, damn. I'd be like, I know, right?
I've done my Christmas shopping.
Wait, what's thousands though? Are we talking 2,000, 3,000?
No, and especially, you got to remember, I was like 20, 21.
You spending $5,000 on a guy, Shayna?
I was buying like, it was like, I bought like the Xbox, the games that go with it, the clothes, the speakers.
That's $1,000 right there. That's $1,000 right there.
But he did.
Shayna, this is what I'm talking about. He needed to marry you.
Like, don't do this again. Like, and we have been together for years, and we still. But he was like, don't do this. And I do think at some point it did make him feel like a little, because he couldn't give me that in return.
I'm about to say, what did he get you?
I mean, he got me like some stuff, but I think it made him feel too like, I don't want this from you, and then I can't give you this in return as well. Right. So that was like, he definitely had to like, he was like, I appreciate it. We're gonna use it if you ain't gonna take it back, but don't do this again. Like, don't ever do this again.
Fair.
I think the most I ever bought somebody was a TV.
That's expensive.
A TV's a nice gift though.
You could buy a TV for like $400, $500. That's the most.
You can get a Vizio for like $250.
Right.
Right now. 50-inch. Not to go off, all of y'all points, especially you, Mina. I think it's more so just about, it's really hard to gauge someone's intention, and to go about, to go back to the last conversation where we're talking about Will Smith and feeling like, in prison in a relationship, like, such a bold move, which is to, erase somebody's debt, which is super great. But like, you may feel like you're in prison after that's done, because you're like, hey, listen, like, I don't, I do like you, but now do I have to marry you because you did this? Like, do I have to do all of these things? And, like you said, it's really hard to just gauge somebody's intentions when they're doing that. So maybe the thing to, before $1,000 worth of gifts or paying off $100,000 worth of debt, is maybe having that conversation beforehand, and you're able to look at it objectively and then make the best move for yourself, because the relationship may not even last long after that. So you never really know. But I do think the dude that you was balling, the dude that you was messing with, Mina, he balling. He is balling.
He gotta be. Oh,
I mean, my debt is not $100,000.
No,
I mean, I'm good. I'm very responsible financially, but Donald Trump changed them damn tax laws and messed me up. So I wasn't planning to pay taxes, and I did this year. And then my furnace was acting up, so I had to get a new furnace. So between Donald Trump's new tax laws messing me up and my furnace, I'm a couple thousand in the hole now that I'm trying to pay off. So
wait, this is recently?
Why are you in my business, Dexter?
I'm thinking like this is back in the day.
He's trying to figure out who this guy is and if he can circle back.
This is back in the day.
It is back in the day. It's a couple months
back
ago.
in the day now. But wait, now I'm on my Dex thing. Because at first I was thinking about this RA thing, like maybe she like me and she's like, where can I get the guy that has everything? But now that y'all saying this, y'all think Ari was like, maybe this will make him give me a ring and wipe me out.
You know it.
Possibly.
You don't need, let me tell you something. You don't need to give a man 28.8 acres of land to get you to give him a ring. Put it down in the bed, suck some penis, and cook food and clean, okay? And I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but it's like, you know, men that I meet, they'd be like, you cook? You clean? It's almost like a commodity. And I'm not gonna clean your stuff. Don't get it twisted. But I do make sure that my house is in order. I do laundry. I do cook. So you don't need to do all that to get a man to put a ring on it. Just treat him good.
In this Cardi B world, though, Mina, that is a big deal. Like that, girls really do take pride in not cooking, not cleaning, and saying they still got a ring. Like that is a really big deal.
I mean, it happens. I don't think it's a requirement. You know, that sounds very like old school, like you're a woman, you have to cook and clean. But I just think that when you ask a man what they want from a woman, right? Mm-hmm. Let's even do it here. Let's take a poll here. Would you guys prefer a woman that cooks and cleans and, you know, and kind of takes care of you, like, you know, your belly, and make sure you have some clean clothes to wear? Do you prefer a woman like that, or maybe like say you have the perfect woman and she has everything you want, but she doesn't cook and she doesn't clean and she doesn't do those things?
I don't know if I could do that. Like, I mean, and I know it sounds dumb because it's like, you know, you're an adult, you're a grown man, you could do these things yourselves. Like you can wash your own clothes and cook and stuff like that. But I just feel like when you have a partner, like you're supposed to do these things for her too. But when you have a partner, having that partner, you know that you're taken care of, even if you don't do certain things because your partner's going to do it. I don't think it gets any better than that, to be honest with you.
And
you don't got to buy me no land for me to be okay with that either.
I can 100% agree. I just think more so, you know, same thing that you said, Mina, and not to sound old school or sexist, and put it in a certain way, is, hey, just do the things that your man naturally doesn't want to do, and that falls in line.
I disagree with that, but you can go ahead.
No, I'm saying he don't want to cook. He don't want to clean. He just want to be able to get up, go to work, hang out, and then also, you know, do some of the things, same thing that we're a woman. She don't want to take out the trash 9 times out of 10. Like, that's not the first thing that's crossing. Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? Just so it's literally just picking up where the other person, hey, listen, I'm not really good at this, or I'm really just not into this. So, you know, if you can take care of that, that is absolutely fine.
Let me say this, though. I don't think it's a requirement only that the woman has to cook and clean. I think it needs to be a requirement from the man as well. I'm not marrying a man that doesn't cook or clean. I'm not doing that. I'm not your maid. I'm not your housekeeper. I'm not any of that. It's a part, and this is how I see it. It's a partnership. Like, you go out and work, but I go out and work as well. Yep. So right. It's like, if I'm going out and working my 3 jobs or 4 jobs or whatever, and I still am coming home and I'm doing laundry and I'm running the Roomba, that's cleaning, and I'm running the Roomba and mopping the floor, and you know what I'm saying, and cooking 3-4 times a week. I don't cook every day, but you know, I cook and then I bag it up and I do little Tupperware and it lasts me for 2 days. If I'm doing that, I'm not going to accept less than that from you.
For sure.
Right. So it's like, again, like, I don't think you need to buy a man an astronomical. I don't think you need to buy anybody. I don't want to make it a man and woman thing. I don't think you need to buy anybody an astronomical gift, as long as, and this is just what I feel, it could be different, as long as you're my partner. You're my, you know, we're a tag team. Like, I can't cook today, you cook today. I can't do the laundry, I'm busy at work, you do the laundry. I can't pick up the kids, you pick up the kids. Oh, I'll pay this bill, you pay that bill. That's what, to me, that's what it looks like. It looks like a partnership. Now, if you want to pay more, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But I don't think you need to buy and spend a ridiculous amount of money on someone to, you know, to make them love you or want to marry you. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to, but like I said, as we're having this conversation and I put my Dex hat on, I'm just wondering, because again, Ari said all those things. Y'all don't know what he does for me, but maybe she really wants to be married and Moneybagg just hasn't done that yet. So how do we know this couldn't have been like the push gift? Like, yeah, I'm really a good woman. You need to wipe me up. I don't know. She could have been thinking that.
I don't know. I saw this video of him at a concert and a girl literally in the concert put her face into his crotch area and started simulating like she was going down on him. And I said, I could not deal with that. I can't. Girl, you know he got a girlfriend. You put your whole face in this stranger's jean area, in his crotch area, and started to simulate a sexual act. Like, what is wrong with you?
What did Aretha Franklin say? Ain't no way.
So, but to each his own, girl.
Nah, but I guess before we get out of here, I got a couple topics, right? If we got a couple minutes. I just rewatched the first Candyman. I know this is random, right? I just rewatched the first Candyman and I didn't know it was that ridiculous.
Like crazy.
What do you mean, like cheesy?
Like hilarious. Just like the underlining meaning. So I didn't watch the new one, right? But when I was having a conversation with somebody last night, they were letting me know that, you know, that they didn't like it. It was based on like racial tension and stuff like that, black, white. And I'm like, you know, I'm still gonna watch it. So thank you for your opinion. But okay, cool. I'm like, all right, let me throw in an old one and just to refresh myself before I go ahead and do that. And I see why. Like we completely missed the point back then.
What was the point?
He is the son of a slave. So that's why he's dressed like that. He's literally, he got that long like trench coat. Like it's very like old school kind of slavish. Like it's very so and he's going after this white woman. And he's putting her through he's putting her through black experiences. Remind you, this is all happening in the projects.
This is Candyman, the first Candyman.
Yes. I gotta go back and watch this.
Maybe I was just too scared to finish it. I don't know.
And I'm telling you, like go back and watch it and be able to put everything together. It's like, hold on, this is he's giving this white woman like kind of like the black experience where, you know, she's in trouble all the time. They're blaming, you know, deaths on her. The white people is looking at her super crazy. The black people looking at her.
I do want to watch it.
It is so like, it's crazy. It is super crazy and hilarious that it's really a thing. And I think I figured out something else about it too. I don't even know how right I am, but this is what I saw. So there's a little boy that starts this off as well. So that's how this white woman actually gets connected with the Candyman. I think like he's at one of her schools or something like that, and he's like struggling. But he tells her the folklore of Candyman, takes her to the projects up to this roof. And inside, she goes inside of there. She sees the stuff. She sees the bees, if you remember the bees and all that stuff. She turns around, a group of people come in. And then there's like this young guy, you know, maybe 20s or something like that. And he has just a hook in his hand. He still has his hand, but he has a hook. So it's like, hold on, y'all. It's one or two things. That either has to be Candyman at like an earlier age, or the people that wrote this think black people is walking around with hooks. Either or. It's like, no, listen, I've been to the grimiest places. I've never seen somebody with a hook.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, we gotta watch it. That's our homework.
And I really believe the little kid in there, like they're showing Candyman. So the little boy is actually Candyman at a young age. Then you have like the younger Candyman, and then you have the actual Candyman. And I think that's why the young kid is the only person he really believes in Candyman is because he knows it's him.
Oh,
I'm only gonna watch it if I'm coming to one of y'all houses. I don't watch anything that I even think is about to be scary up in this house by myself, because I always think I hear something.
You know what? I thought about having like a Halloween get together. I'm just kind of weird with COVID. I might require people to
COVID.
Bring a negative COVID test and a vaccination card.
That's fair. That's actually pretty.
No, I was.
So that's fair. I'm laughing at Jax.
She thinks she Wells Fargo.
Yes. Bring your vaccination card and a negative COVID test. I need both to enter my party. Yes.
Garnett, you out.
I was going to say, yeah, the airlines don't even require that.
Like, wait, I thought it was either or.
Yeah, that's no longer fair.
Listen, okay. I'm not about to be by y'all, drinking and stuff and not have all my ducks checked off, okay? All right, thank you guys for watching the 197th episode of the Mina's House podcast. I'm Mina, say what?
I'm Shayna B.
Garnett Briscoe.
Dexter.